Hey guys. So, wasn't feeling so good this morning, probably because I've had way too many late nights. I know I said I was gonna work on that. I didn't. Well, no, I did for like a day. Now I'm working on it again tonight. So, that is my commitment. Tonight, I'm going to bed early. Okay. So I figured now is as good a time as any to catch you up on a few things and to finally start regaling you with our story. So, what are we doing today? Well, we are cleaning our house. Gonna put on several fabulous episodes of Hoarders, Buried Alive, all that kind of stuff. It always works as a really good motivation for getting the house clean. Not only does the house just need to be cleaned, you know, and tidied up and everything put away. Thanks, babe. Make sure it's real clean. Her job is washing the table and doing the shoe shelf. Shoe shelf is done. Now she's doing the kitchen table. Okay, honey. Now you can start taking those toys down to your room. And the ones to Reggie's room. Anyway. So, the reason that I'm so focused on getting everything absolutely caught up today is, and getting maybe a little bit ahead on our housework and laundry and whatnot, is that we did buy a week-long park pass to one of our national park areas, American Fort Canyon, part of the Uinta National Forest. We bought that yesterday, and hi Lulu, go finish your job. So I want to just spend the rest of the week up in the mountains, hiking new trails, revisiting old trails, waterfalls galore, swimming in pristine lakes, maybe spotting a deer, a chipmunk, a bear, who knows. That's what I want to be doing. So we're getting this place caught up today, even though I feel like doo-doo just now. But that'll improve. An update, the Rockstar lemonade addiction, if we want to call it an addiction. Some people might find that offensive because they have like real addictions. The habit I had that was costing me way too much money with my Rockstar lemonades. I have been off of them. I haven't had any in like, what, at least 2 weeks. Yeah. Remember I had to wean off of them. I had a whole bunch still that I had already bought and wasn't going to waste them, of course. That's awful. But anyways, they're done and gone. And so I'm wondering if this sluggishness and trying to, you know, find a new routine, a new schedule, and it being so hard is part of that. All right. Once upon a time, a recession hit the United States. And my husband worked in a manufacturing job. And it was hit pretty hard by the recession, 2008 time, which gives you an idea of how long I've been doing all this silly stuff that I've been doing. At the time, I would have only had Olivia, my oldest, and was pregnant with Reagan, my son. We had agreed when we started having kids that even though I had always had a job and loved working, that I would be a stay-at-home mom whilst our kids were young. And that was very difficult for me to do. And to not have, like, in quotes here, my own money, because I am that kind of a woman that I like to have my own means. I do not like to have to rely or depend on anyone for anything, but life doesn't always let you have things the way you want them. So, hi Reagan, is your job done? Okay, go help take those toys downstairs. Hold on, let me get these guys working on something else. Anyway, so my husband went through a series of layoffs. It was rough. It was hard on our finances. And we came into our marriage with debt because of me. I know, it's hard to believe now as I'm wearing my dumpster shirt and whatnot, and dumpster shorts. Things have definitely changed, but I came into the marriage with student loans and car, and I don't remember what else, but I think I even still had debt from my first marriage. But anyways, we were able, even with everything that went down, we were able to get out of all that debt in 2 years, which was awesome. But anyway, so the recession happens, things are hard. I wanted to find a way to help without breaking, our deal and going out and getting a full-time job. Mimi, go put some shorts on. That dress is too short. Oh, this kid, my goodness. No inhibitions. How would that be? So anyway, I started couponing. I'm not sure why I started couponing. I don't know how I came up with it, but I did. And I think I just, saw something online, or I don't know, but I started couponing. Hold on. Just a sec. Okay, so we're back. All right, sorry about that. Had to get these guys focused. Anyway, so I started getting coupons, and I realized that, oh, hey, you can print coupons online, so that's cool. I had a computer, and I started printing coupons, but then I realized, this costs like money for ink and stuff, and I don't want to be paying for ink for a 25-cent coupon. And then, of course, there's paper. You got to pay for that, too. And so then, I'll get those weekly coupons that come in your Sunday paper. All right, so I started getting that, and then I'm like, and this costs money too. I thought the idea was we were trying to save money and not spend money and whatever. So, this is kind of a side note, but I ended up joining like an MLM. Did that actually for several years. You'll notice my eBay handle is Mary Kay Forever, and I do still use their products religiously, but I don't sell it anymore. But I did do that for several years, and it did help us financially for quite a long time, and helped me like personally and stuff like that. So that was cool, but it also required investment of time and money and other things like that. Well, so at the same time as I was starting into that, I was thinking, this couponing, there's got to be a better way. So one day I was taking my recycling to one of the public recycling bins that we used to have at all of the public schools. I was dropping off my recycling, as I've always done, and my goodness sake, I noticed there in the recycling bin was a coupon insert, and it was one of the new ones, and I'm like, curious. So I grabbed that and used the coupons. So then the next week I went back, dropping off my recycling, and I thought, oh, I saw an insert in here last time. I'm just going to look and see if there's any more. And I found more. And so I kept doing this just to recycling bins, and started finding where people would like dump off coupon inserts. So I started grabbing them and using them, and I saved us tons and tons of money. And before I knew it, even with the recession, even with layoffs and all this, we were starting to really do pretty good and get pretty caught up. It was going pretty good. Hi, baby.
There's 5 spiders in the bathtub.
There's 5 spiders in the bathtub. Are they our friends?
Yeah, but your other friends are dead.
Oh, no. We better go clean them out.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got cleaning to do today. All right, hold on, baby. Go wash your face.
Okay.
And we need to brush your teeth.
Okay.
So anyways, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So I started grabbing up all these coupons, saved us a lot of money. We started, things started getting a lot better. So as years go by, we're working hard. I was couponing hardcore. And I'll still go through phases when I need to restock, and I will coupon like crazy. But I was real hard into it for a long time, and made a big difference in our finances. Well, it just so happened that one day, as I was digging for coupons, I saw something sticking out of a dumpster, regular dumpster, right there next to the recycling bin. And I'm like, what's that? I looked around, no one was watching, and I had lost quite a bit of my inhibitions there, as far as people see me. I mean, I was getting coupons out of the recycling bin. It I wasn't too shy. I've never been shy, but I wasn't real shy about that anymore. I noticed something sticking out of the bins, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And so I peeked in, and I couldn't believe what I saw. All kinds of stuff. Shoes, clothes, papers, books, lots of books, pencils, pens, things. What in the world's all that doing in the bins? Now, I should say that one of the other things that led up to this was in the recycling bins, I had started noticing things like books and reams of paper and, brand new cardstock, construction paper, things like that, gift bags, wrapping paper, tissue paper, and I always grabbed them when I saw them. So it was kind of a natural progression that we would start looking in the dumpsters. Anyway, I saw all this stuff in there, and I'm like, geez, what's that about? Anyway, so I grabbed what I could reach, and then I used my snow scraper and brush to grab what I hadn't been able to reach. And I had no tools at the time. I didn't carry a step stool around with me. This was all brand new. I just grabbed what I could, and then I, booked it on out of there. And was so excited when I got home looking through all this stuff I had found. That's really cool. There was some of it I was able to use right away. It was awesome. So, of course, the next time that I was out looking for coupons, I peeked in the bins again. I'm like, why not? And it was summertime, and so, of course, the school that I was at, where I would generally, find lots of coupons, the school was cleaning out. And I found desks and chairs and all this stuff, and it was this eye-opening, pretty traumatic at the time kind of deal, because I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. And we owned a home by this time, and so I knew we were paying property taxes, which were funding, public education, which I'm all for funding. That's education is incredibly valuable, and is a top priority to me. But so I was just confused. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm always hearing there's not enough money for education and la 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 la. And I know there's so much more to that. It's way more complex than just that. But all I was seeing was all this stuff in the bins that was perfectly good. Bags and bags and bags of, lost and found, cameras, phones, jewelry, clothes, book bags, lunch boxes, dishes, anything you can imagine. I was finding it in there. Then I started finding food. And anyways, this just progressed and progressed and progressed. And it got beyond just that first school. It started being like, you know what? If this school is doing that, I wonder, what about these other ones? And what about this one? And what about that one? And whatever. And I just started, when I had some time, I had, little kids at the time, brand new baby and whatnot. And so I didn't have time all the time, and I didn't schedule it the way that I do now, but it was just when I had a minute, I'm just going to go look. And then I started noticing that not only were there things, in these public school bins, but then I was like, stores, they throw stuff away, I bet, because I used to work at Walmart for years and years, and I remember the stuff we would throw away. It was crazy. So I started looking in store bins, especially like the dollar store. My goodness, did I find stuff in the dollar store bins. And then the next, it just progressed from there. I started realizing, there would be stuff sticking out of residential bins on a Monday morning, and I'm like, I wonder what the deal is with that. So I started looking up laws and rules and whatever, and then I, working up the courage to just swing by. If I saw something awesome sticking out of bin, I'm just going to go grab that. One of the biggest, most awesome experiences that really cemented this path for me. We were going through another hard time, more layoffs, whatever. My little boy, he was about 4 years old. So I'd been doing this, for, a few years. And it was just another really hard time. I was still doing the Mary Kay stuff and all of that, and that was helping, but things were real tight. They were real tight, and we had made a commitment to not going into debt for anything. If we were going to do something, we had to have cash. And that's been really good for us, but it's also incredibly hard to stick to. I'm sure you can understand. Well, anyway, my boy needed clothes. He needed clothes, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I was driving along. I don't know where I was going, but I was heading up the hill, and I noticed, and it was a Monday morning, I noticed in a residential bin a big black bag, just big garbage bag, you know, like hefty bag, and the bin was like, you know, the lid was open and propped up by this big huge bag, and it looked different to me. I just noticed it looked different. It wasn't clunky and crunchy and, you know, the normal contours and angles of your garbage, right? And I thought, that's just curious. I don't know. And I just had this feeling, this impulse. I'm like, I'm just going to grab it. You know what? Shoot, I'm just going to grab it. So I did. And I am not even kidding you. I swear, as you hear my kids fighting down there, it was full. Oh, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to. But it was a moment, guys. It was full of little boys' clothes. Whoever these people were lived in this house. I don't know them. They were throwing out an entire garbage bag of little boys' clothes. And those little boys' clothes were my son's size. And for whatever reason, he just did not grow for like the next 2 years and wore those clothes for 2 years. And they fit for 2 years. I barely had to buy anything, you know, underwear, I think was all I had to buy because of those clothes. After that, I started, you know, as you do something more and more, you're going to learn, you're going to pick up on things. And I could tell, you know, oh, hey, that bag, that's got clothes, or that bag's got, you know, some kind of fabric, because it looks different. You know, it looks different. Oh, that one, that's definitely grass clippings. That one, you know, that's straight up nasty stuff. That's whatever. I got to where I was able to tell. And then, and so that helped in not just the residential bins, but also in the public school bins and in whatever bins. And then anytime that I was out on a Monday morning, or a Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, whatever, I would keep an eye out. And the things I would see sticking out of people's bins, it was crazy. And I've just gotten more and more brave because, you know, you break through those barriers. You get past the stage fright as you just do something more and more and more. You know what I'm talking about. And and it helps that I've never been a shy person, but and I've for a long time not really cared what anyone thought of me. Just, you know, I just want to live my life and enjoy it and be happy. So so that helps. And so there's some things you just have to just kind of get over, right? But anyway, this was just a progression. Well, so I, at one point, and I don't remember exactly when, I could look up on my eBay account and see when my membership started. That would give me the time frame, but it's been many years. I started realizing that some of this stuff that I was finding I didn't need, but shoot, it was worth money. And I got to sell it, you know? So I started doing yard sales and then, you know, stuff like that. Craigslist, you know, it's KSL, it's a news organization here, and they have, you know, a classified section online, and I would do some of that, and that was good. But then I thought, you know, I'm going to try that eBay. And so I jumped in, and it was a little slow going at first, but I started getting the hang of it. I've had crazy learning after relearning and learning again experiences over and over and over. Some of them have cost me a pretty penny. Some have been pretty aggravating. But they've all been good things because it's helped me to learn and to grow and to get better and better at that practice. And so it's just been something that's just been growing and growing and growing. I did go for a couple of years through the Facebook yard sale sites and did really well with those for quite a long time, made a lot of friends, you know, a lot of new connections, had a good time. But then our website that we were really into, that was working really well, the lady decided she wanted to go a different route, the admin for it, and did some, anyway, it just messed it all up, and someone tried starting a new one, but it just never was quite the same, and I've never found a good one again. So I've stuck more just with the, you know, eBay and using stuff myself, and then in yard sales and that kind of thing. that's been what has worked the best for me the past few years. I still coupon. Like I said, I don't do the Mary Kay anymore other than using their products. But I do highly recommend their products. They're wonderful. That's about it. What has this done for us? Well, I still am a stay-at-home mom. I'm a full-time student. Just almost to my bachelor's degree in creative writing. And we will be going to Disneyland to celebrate this coming spring. And I will be paying for the entire Disneyland vacation myself. We're over halfway to our budget for that. And so that's awesome. We've had vacations, all kinds of vacations and adventures, and been able to do things and see things and experience things that we just never could have on one income. My husband does not have a college education. He works very hard, and is moving up in his company, and is a very good provider. And I'm very grateful for him. I've got to make sure you hear that. But in this day and age, with the way things cost, and we got 3 kids, and we have a house, and all this, there is just no way that we would be able to live the way that we do on just the one income, without these other endeavors that we engage in. We live comfortably. I've mentioned this maybe in comments. I don't know if I've mentioned it in a video before, but our only debt is our mortgage. We don't have car notes. We don't have outstanding medical bills, credit card debt, none of that. We don't do that. Like I said, we committed to paying cash, always paying cash. And we have no student loans, none of that stuff, nothing. And that's not a bragging thing. This is what you can do. You can make this happen for you. But it comes down to, what are you willing to do legally, and sometimes mostly legal. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to set aside? What are you willing to give up, or to hold off on, or to do without, or whatever? What are you willing to do in order to not have, this mantle of debt, this burden that's just hanging over you and weighing you down? What are you willing to give up? What things are most important to you? For me, it's experiences and traveling and, showing my kids the world and history and experiences and that kind of thing. That's what matters to me. And that's what I'm willing to pay for. And skincare products. I am definitely willing to pay for skincare products. But it's priorities. What things are most important to you? American Girl stuff. My daughter and I, we're really into that. That's, that is important to us. There are certain things that matter. All right. My tennis shoes, I'm willing to pay big money for my sneaks, because I have short, wide feet and I need the right shoes. And if I have to pay big money, I'm going to pay big money. If I can avoid paying big money, I will too. What matters to you? What is important to you? Those are the things that you should be spending your money on. Trying to live up to whatever these ridiculous standards that are all over TV and your neighbors and whatever, and they're driving this whatever amazing car and their house is ginormous. Yeah, and they're also working like crazy and never enjoying any of it. And if they have kids, they don't see their kids. And their kids have a million toys, but guess what? I'm going to find all those toys in the bins, and my kids are going to get to enjoy those toys for free. So it's all about priorities and what really matters in this life. I don't know if there's a life after this one. If there is, that's awesome. That's great. But if there's not, I'm committed to enjoying this life and living it absolutely the best and happiest and most comfortable and most productive and most generous the way that I can. And I want that for my family. And so we're willing to do without a lot of things in order to, including, a little bit of pride, we're willing to do things that not everyone is willing to do. But it's worth it to us. We've got so many things coming up, things that we're doing, you'll be seeing in videos to come. you know, trips we're going to go on, and places we're going to see and experience, and stuff that would just never happen. It never would happen if not for the couponing, the dumpster diving, you know, the commitments that we've made. It just wouldn't happen. Anyway, not sure what else you guys want to know. If there's, you know, more questions that you have, please leave those in the comments. I'll be thrilled to answer those. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for sticking with us. We've got so much more to come, lots of great things in our future, and we really hope you'll come along and join us for all of that. Last words on this, just make those decisions, you know, what is most important to you, and make those your priorities, and do what it takes, within reason, okay? Overcome those stigmas and those judgments. Get past all that. Focus on what's important, and you can make it happen. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And I really mean it. I'm sticking to it. This is us for life. This is the way we're choosing to live our lives. When we retire and are done with all that nonsense, we're going to go and be able to just enjoy, you know, our golden years because of how we've put things together now. We're also enjoying these years because of how we're doing it. And you can do it too. You can find a way. You may not be able to dumpster dive where you live, whatever. You might have health situations, but there's going to be a way. You just got to access that creative part of you, figure it out. What's the path that you need to take? Not robbing banks, but what is the path you need to take to get to where you need to go? Anyway, I'm out for now. Time to get those hoarding videos on, get this house the way I want it, and then we're out to the woods, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you so much for joining us and supporting us in all our silly endeavors and the encouragement. We appreciate it so much. We'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.